It must have been really difficult for Yahushua,
Just heat on the beat.
Yeshaya, to have to endure so many different things, ranges of emotion, being immortal, being a person, a human. I think about that. And just in relation to this study about open rebuke and how in one town he was being praised and just honored for who he was, but in that previous area or the previous location he was in, he had to fight. Well, not fight physically, but verbally. He had to rebuke the Pharisees and Sadducees for the things that they were doing toward the people. So he comes to this new town. This town is part of his travels. He comes there after having to deal with the range of emotions, the righteous anger. Now, mind you, he's traveling. He's traveling with the Talmudim, the disciples. In the process of all this, there more than likely was tiredness, fatigue. And he gets to this town where they were wanting to honor him because he's humble. He's not about, look at me, I'm this, I'm great, and parading me, to be paraded around. So he's going through the town, and they are sending up their halal, their praise to the Most High Yah, and just honoring him for who he is. So there had to be a range of emotions there, joy, and just being thankful. And then he comes to the next region, and it starts to be something different. Well, I'm not going to say something different completely, because in these areas, they're still believers. For all the unbelievers, it's a combination of people that he's having to deal with, that the Talmudim are having to deal with. They come to this next town. What do they see? They see a fig tree. Yeshaya looks at this tree. Well, he notices what's going on with it, because this tree is supposed to already have fruit before it has the leaves. But it was the opposite. So he curses that tree because it wasn't going to bear fruit. It didn't bear fruit. He cursed that tree because it didn't even serve its purpose. So there was no point in even existing if it wasn't going to serve its purpose. They went on and had to endure, or he had to endure more disrespect. Once he got to Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, he's going into the temple. And what are they doing? They're just totally desecrating it, doing what they wanted to do, making it be more about buying and selling of goods than the preaching, the basura, the good news, the gospel, and honoring the Most High Yahweh, that a sacred spot, a set apart place. They were totally disrupting the sanctity of that place. And so he's now having to deal with that on top of probably still being tired, still being weary from the travels. He's having to deal with another set of emotions because here again, he's having to deal with a situation, and he sees he just sees the total disrespect. And it is drama because everything's just confusion. It's disarray. All these animals buying, money changers, and, think about it in our terms. Again, going back to what I spoke about previously. You got like a marketplace, like a farmer's market situation. And now that I'm thinking about it, could be a bank. It was as if all of this stuff was going on in one place. They're exchanging money and things of that nature. So think about a bank in there. Like there's so many different things going on that were not Kodesh, were not holy and set apart unto Yahweh. So now he has to while out. He sees this drama and how they just totally disrespecting his father's place, his wonderful father who loves them. This is about love too. Like he loves these people that are desecrating him, that don't even respect him. He loves them so much. And these are the very ones that Messiah, is going to lay his life down for. And he's seeing all this take place. The range of emotions that may have been going on. As I pondered this, I'm like, my. Like, we really have to stop and think about these things. How real the word is. And put it in our terms to really grasp these things. If we need to. Like, if it takes that to really get in the mind of Mashiach, to cultivate that mind, to really understand from our vantage point on a minimal scale, then we must do that. So as I pondered this, I wanted to bring that forth because now he's dealing with having to face this type of situation, and all that is handled, and the rebuke comes there, and then he has to pass that tree, and that's where Peter is like, yeah, wow, like he's like, oh, it is actually cursed, it's withered now. So there was a level of uncertainty, unbelief, because for him to have acknowledged it, as if it's as if saying, it's possibly, again, my thought process, but for him to acknowledge it in that way, it's to say, maybe I'm not real sure that this tree is actually going to be cursed, or how is the curse going to come forth? What is it going to look like? But for him to have acknowledged, yeah, you did curse the tree, because look, now it's withered. It sounds like a level of uncertainty there. Mashiach had to break it down and to get that understanding across that yes, that this is something that can happen. You can do it too. you can speak to that mountain. If there is a mountain in the way, you can tell it to move. And if you have amunah, belief, that mountain will move. There will be nothing impossible. So he had to use that as a teachable moment. So these are the things, again, that we have to consider when thinking about something like open rebuke. That it was necessary. And Yeshua absolutely did it. It was clear in the word that it happened. And that is just one example that was taken in Mark, where that occurred, in the Basura, in the Gospels, where that occurred. Hallelujah. Wow. Thank you, Abba, for this overstanding.